Good evening. This message is for our little people that are preteens and teenagers that has to turn into adults. The reason that I'm so heavy on y'all about going to school and not having sex is because, one, babies cost too much. They are a blessing, you know. Sometimes it depends on the individual. A baby will bring out the good in you, and sometimes the baby will bring out the bad in you. As we all know, we have so many little beautiful babies losing their lives due to unstable parents, due to generational curses and hexes repeating themselves, and no one is standing in self-accountability or self-awareness to break those cycles of physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, being a workaholic, being a drug addict, being a drunk. It comes a time where some of us as parents are strong enough to realize that we don't want those habits to keep continuing, and then we have some parents that are not spiritually strong enough to break those habits. Okay. Little ladies, I want you to be super aware that when it comes down to bringing another life into this world, it is not all peachy and cream the way they make it seem, okay? You have to deal with the emotions being up and down and all around, which means that you're dealing with crying spells, happy spells, sad spells, angry spells, anxiety, fear, etc., etc. Then we go on into the morning sickness, to the headaches, to the preeclampsia, to the diabetes, to the hypertension, to the high cholesterol, the swelling of the feet, you know, just, not to mention that the baby being extremely too heavy for our frames, okay? Meaning that each and every last little organ that is inside of our bodies, no matter if you're a plus size woman or a skinny petite woman, it does not matter. The growing of that little fetus within your belly is suffocating your organs, you know, making your back hurt, making you have to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes, making you go through all type of cravings that you never even thought could even go together, okay? Not to mention that if you're playing house and you do not have a real man there, you have to go through all of this by yourself. So this is why I, Brittany Lachey Robinson, is so heavy on the, hey y'all, go to school. If you don't have sex, use condoms. If you don't have sex, tell your parents so they can go get you the appropriate things that you need to make sure that you do not be walking around here with sexually transmitted diseases and demons along with babies. You'll be surprised at how many women deal with depression and anxiety, and postpartum is real. Postpartum is not something to play with, okay? You know, some women don't never bounce back from postpartum depression. Okay? Some women don't even know when they are going through postpartum depression. It's not that we be talking just to be hearing ourselves talk. We talk because we want to make sure that you guys are educated on what comes along with doing what grown people do. Because, yeah, it feel good. But, baby, those STDs, spiritually and physically, ain't worth it. It's not worth a temporary fix. Because within that temporary fix comes a lifetime of ups and downs. Okay? HIV is real. AIDS is real. Herpes is real. Syphilis is real. These babies are real. To each his own. Spiritually, we are not supposed to get abortions, you know. They say that it's a sacrifice to some type of demon, Babylon demon or something like that. I really can't remember. I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. However, I will say that dealing with abortions, it brings on a deeper depression. Dealing with abortions, it comes with having to physically regroup your body. Not just physically, but mentally. Okay? It's so much behind doing what grown people do that they're not telling you. And it's just so crazy because in everything that we watch, down to our supposed to be children cartoons, they are promoting, or shall I say, over sexualizing certain things. And if you have the eye to catch it, then you have the eye to catch it. And it's more to it than just having a good time and relieving your frustrations. Nobody talks about the soul ties that are built. Nobody talks about the abandonment issues that has occurred. Nobody talks about the physical abuse. Nobody talks about how, and this is one of my favorite mottos, you can't be out here raw dogging everything, because raw penetration comes with emotions. That's not what I wanted to say, but however, y'all know how to read in between the lines. If you know how I talk, then you know how I talk. So if you know me, you know how to finish that. I'm over the fact that we have a lot of beautiful, gifted young children that are not being properly taught. You know, we have so many children that are victims of SA and incest and molestation and rape, that we have become over sexualized adults, you know. Stand for something or fall for anything. And I don't want y'all to be a statistic to where you in middle school, high school, walking around with a baby when you got so much ahead of you, like college, and making this starry world better. We have so many people that are in positions that should not be in the leadership positions that they are in. And it is going to take for the future generation, which is y'all, to step up and do the right thing and don't be like these wicked individuals. So this is why I'm so heavy on the use condoms. Don't be afraid to tell your parents that you having sex. And if you're afraid to go to your parents, go to your grandparents, go to your favorite auntie, go to your favorite uncle, go to your favorite cousin, go to somebody. But don't be out here doing what grown people do and not protecting yourself, okay? Go to school. Because if you have a baby before you complete school, especially if you don't have a support system, life is going to be so much harder. You got to think about the diapers, the wipes, the pacifiers, the medicine, the toys, the clothes, the birthday parties, Christmas, Easter, etc., etc. If we thought about what we were doing before we did it, a lot of us would be rich by now. But see, we aren't, because we fell victim to the family curses and hexes, and we wanted to fit in with the crowd, and the things that we were watching had us curious and want to know what it felt like to do what grown people do. And baby, I'm here to tell you, at the age of 35, it's not cracked up to what they made it seem like. Go to school, get that education. Yeah, we don't be wanting to hear our teachers talk, because please believe, I do not be wanting to hear my teacher talk. If I would have did what I had to do when I was younger, I wouldn't be where I am right now. However, I am where I am because I got work to do and I got little people to teach. So yes, I'm back in school. Not only am I back in school for the little people that I have, but I'm back in school because it's so much that I have to do, that I want to do, and without that education, none of it is possible. They say it's who you know. I don't care what they say. It's who you know and what you know. Because what you know gonna get you in them right doors. Who you know might lead you down to a world of corruption. Okay? So just because you come from a family that got money, don't mean that that family with money is guiding you in the right way. Do that research and learn on your own. Okay? Don't be afraid to go to these clinics and pick up condoms. Don't be afraid to go to these clinics and get tested for STDs. Don't be afraid. Because what they didn't tell you about these STDs is, if you walk around with an STD long enough, it's a possibility that you won't have children. They didn't tell y'all that, did they? That if you walk around with a certain infection for a certain amount of time, that certain infections can trigger other infections, and other infections could trigger to you getting the STD that is uncurable. They not teaching y'all that. And if they are, kudos to the ones that are knowledgeable and resourceful, you know. But don't ever be a gatekeeper. Don't ever be a hater. The knowledge that you know and that you have, pass that knowledge on to somebody else, because that knowledge might just help somebody else. We all were placed here. We all got a choice to do good or bad. We all have a position that we are supposed to play, especially if you are a child of God. A lot of us, we were tricked out of our positions. A lot of us, we are spiritually disabled because we chose to do the wrong instead of doing the right. A lot of us was lost. I was one of the ones that was lost. I was one of the ones doing everything up under the sun. What I can say is, I'm not walking around with HIV. I don't have herpes. I don't have SARS. I don't have syphilis. If that's not his mercy and his grace and his favor upon me, I don't know what to tell y'all. The only thing I could do is constantly keep promoting what's right and what's not. Spreading the information that needs to be spreaded, and really pray that y'all listening, because baby, this is real. Each and every day I'm seeing y'all, and when I say y'all, I'm talking about our little people. Babies having babies and babies raising babies. Because y'all are afraid to speak up about what's going on behind your closed doors. Because y'all want to be fast in the pants, lying about your age, and these grown men and women taking advantage of y'all. Nah, baby, stay a child while you can. Because adulthood, life be lifing. Them bills be kicking our butts. These kids cost too much. The maintenance of the cars and the homes cost too much. The upkeeping of us costs too much, especially if you're one of the ones that like to stay fly, okay? Our hair ain't cheap, our nails ain't cheap, our toes ain't cheap. Half of us wear makeup, that ain't cheap. Half of us want to stay in Louis this, Prada this, Gucci and Gabbana this, and y'all know what I'm saying. It's not cheap. And I would rather see you work for it than to solidify your body for it. Than to see you catch a RICO charge because you out here scheming, scamming, lying, and you thieving. You ain't got to do none of that if you go to school, baby. School pay you to go to school. Especially when it comes down to college courses. So take your butts to school. Keep your legs closed, little ladies. And boys, keep your zippers zipped. And if you're going to do what grown people do, condoms, ceramic wrap. Go get a bunch of Plan B pills and keep them in your top drawer. Keep a couple Plan B pills in your wallet. Keep a couple Plan B pills in your purse. But don't fall victim to this messed up, nasty society. Don't let CPS get a hold of your kids because it's 10 times worse and it's 10 times harder to get them back. Don't trust family because all family ain't family. They say blood makes you family. Baby, an outsider will treat you better than your own blood will. Okay? Be safe. I'd rather for y'all to be safe than sorry. And have to pay for it in the future. Get it done now. And you ain't got to work 10 times harder in the future. Until next time, y'all, remember to stay off them phones. Use your seatbelts. Use your blinkers. Please pay attention. And don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. Smooches.